Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video. A couple of days ago, I made a short tutorial video on how to build up your lighting on set one by one in a step-by-step guide. And now what I'm doing is I'm moving all of my lights that I set up and that I took so long to make sure that everyone was correct. And I'm moving them all to one side. And also I'm setting the flashes to their minimum. So the next time I turn them on, they will be reset once again. Let's move this one out of the way as well. Let's drop it down a little bit. And so there we go. All the lights have been moved out of my small studio, my small shooting space, and all the lights, the powers have been set to minimum again. Now, after all that effort of getting my lighting set up absolutely perfect and loving the end result in my images, you're probably wondering why I've now moved all those lights out of the way and turned all of the lights down to their minimum power. Today's video is going to be a quick one, but I hope it's going to be a valuable one for you. First of all, I'm using the term lights instead of flashes, even though I used flashes in my last video photo session, because you may be using continuous lights. And in this tip, which I'm going to give you, the principle is the same for flashes and for continuous lights. So why have I cleared this space here, moved my lights away, and turned the power down on my lights to minimum? After all, they were set up to get the optimum result in my last session. Well, the answer is very simple. It's because I don't want the images in my next session to look like the previous ones. My top tip today for a successful and interesting photo shoot is, at the end of your session, clear away your lights, move them from where you had them, turn their power down to minimum so that in your next session, you have to build it all up again. Now, some photographers tend to find a lighting setup and position that gives them a pleasing result, and then decide to never move their lights again in case they can't find that same setup again or a better one. Now, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I remember that when I first started out, I did exactly the same. But that just means that all of your images in all of your shoots are going to have the same look and the same type of lighting. And if that's what you want, of course, go ahead. However, I imagine that if you've landed on my channel and you're watching different YouTubes on photography topics, it's because you want to experiment and learn more about how to control and build up your lighting to get different effects each time. As always, you can find affiliate links to the gear which I've used in the making of this video in the description section down below. If you order any gear through one of my affiliate links, the price to you will be the same, and I will receive a small commission which will help me to continue creating content for you here on this channel. As I mentioned earlier, I recently published a behind-the-scenes photoshoot tutorial video, which you can access up here or at the end of this video, explaining step by step how to build up your desired lighting effect. The more you practice breaking down and building up new lighting setups, the better you will understand how the distance from the light to the subject, the distance from the subject to the background, and the distance from the camera to the subject dramatically affects the final image. Obviously, your choice of light modifiers will also affect the look of your images. When I talk about light modifiers, I could be referring to an Octabox softbox, for example, or one of these 3-in-1 or 5-in-1 cheap modifiers that you can pick up today on any of the sites like Amazon, AliExpress, etc. There are, of course, other factors as well which can change the look of your final image. Your choice of lens and your camera settings will also affect your final image, and other factors as well. My other tip for today, and which will apply to every studio session using flashes, not continuous light, is to set your camera's shutter speed, aperture, and ISO values so that you get a completely black image before adding any of your flashes. Like that, you will have eliminated the ambient light in your shooting space, and from that moment on, the flashes and the flash modifiers that you add to the setup will be the only light showing in your images, making it easy for you to adjust one by one, step by step, to get the exact lighting effect that you want. I also explain more about how to do that in the same video, which you can see up here above or at the end of this video. So do check that out, and also other videos on my channel. And remember to practice, practice, practice. Now, I was having a look today at my YouTube statistics, and YouTube tells me that in the last 28 days, less than 2% of the people who watched my videos were subscribed to the channel. That means that more than 98% of the people who watched my videos are not subscribed. Now, I'm sure you know that subscribing to a YouTube channel is completely free for you, and it helps the channel to grow. In fact, all interaction with the channel helps it to grow. Liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. So if you liked this video and you found it interesting and useful, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring on that notification bell to be notified every time a new video drops on my channel. Until the next time, this is Andy at Photech Video signing off. Take care and be safe.